Just a quick note before we get started. This is for non-amplified Toyota. Typically the amplified harness adapters, where these plug into the factory harnesses behind the stereo. They don't have the speaker wires. Instead, they have RCAs, which plug into the pre-outs, the RCA pre-outs on the back of the radio, just because the factory amplifier requires a low-level signal versus the high-level speaker wire signal, if that makes sense. Basically, it's giving the opportunity for the factory amp to work with the aftermarket stereo. Those harnesses just look a little bit different, just FYI. Okay, so the basic tools to make this as easy and clean as possible. You have a wire stripper. Now strip those wires back. You can use other types. This is a really nice one. You can pick one of these up for about $20-30. Just a Phillips head screwdriver. We got a crimper. Also has a cutting end on it and some crimp caps. Nice thing about these crimp caps, you actually twist the wires together and crimp them. It's about the next best thing to soldering and heat shrinking, but I'm not going to do this in this application. We're just going to crimp them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to start stripping of the ends on both sides of this and get this prepped in order to be crimped. As you can see, I've stripped these back about 1/4 of an inch. Can go a little bit longer, which is fine. So that's the Forerunner side. Same thing on the Kenwood side. We're going to match those up. Nice thing is, pretty standard across the aftermarket market itself, just because colors are just about the same as factory ones. So you can match these up. That's why it makes it so nice to actually have these aftermarket harnesses, because it takes a lot of the work out for you. Makes it a little easier to make that install. And I'm going to get these wired up, then I'll explain exactly what wires kind of go where, just in the event you have a little bit different setup in your application. Okay, as you can see, very simple. Just twist the wires together. Slide a crimp cap right over the top of your twisted pair. Crimp it. As you can see, it just kind of puts a nice crimp in it. It doesn't smash it. It actually puts a nice dimple inside of it. And there you go. And as you notice, it's nice and crimped. The benefit of this crimp, like I said before in the past, within the crimp itself is the actual twisted pair, twisted up. I'm going to do this for the rest of the colors. Match them up simply. Twist them together. Put it over the crimp cap and crimp them. And I will show you to that point. Okay, so completed that for every single wire. As you can see, we used just about everything. The only thing we didn't use in this application was the P-connect, which is your amplifier turn-on wire. We won't have any amplifiers in this application, so we kept that capped off. It's the blue and white wire. We have the mute, which is brown. We don't need that in this application. And then the steering wheel remote input. We won't use that as well, because we don't have steering wheel controls on this vehicle. Alright, so as you can see, everything has been crimped. On the harness itself, the yellow is your constant power, the black is your ground, the red is your ignition wire, which turns on the unit when your key is on. The solid blue, depending on your application, you may or may not have it. It's your antenna power. This one had it, so I wired it up. Now your speaker colors, the whites is your left front, grays are your right front, greens are your left rear, purples are your right rear, and within those colors, if it has a stripe, it's the negative wire. So that's the easiest way to match all that up. That's it. Okay, here's a quick note on the park brake bypass. This application, we will make sure we're careful and legally use it, but instead of wiring it to the parking brake to watch video on the unit, what we did is that black wire, the ground, when we twisted that together, we also twisted in, see if I can kind of get a shot of it, this green wire. So all three of them twisted together and I crimped it. So when we plug this unit in the back here, that plugs in there, and that'll plug into that little socket, and that'll tell the unit that technically the parking brake it's bypass or on all the time, and so you don't necessarily have to put on the brake just to watch the video. Okay, there you go, all cleaned up. That end plugs into the factory plugs that were originally plugged into the factory unit. Once you unplug that, pull the factory unit out, these guys will plug into those plugs, and this plugs into the Kenwood right in the back here. Pretty simple, straightforward. If you have any questions about this wiring setup, go ahead and post a comment below, and I'll get back to you.